All right, guys, do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you're new to the channel and if you happen to enjoy this video. So I'm going to make a question of the day video because it's been a while since I made one of these type of videos. And the question of the day for my subscribers is there pressure for Anthony Joshua to go in there against Andy Ruiz on June 1st and knock out Andy Ruiz in devastating fashion? The same way that Deontay Wilder knocked out Dominic Brazil last Saturday night. Please let me know in the comment section below of this video. I would really appreciate that. Now, on one of my one of my live streams, I think it was the same live stream that I was commentating the fight because I commentated Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Brazil, and after the knockout, I think one of the first things I said was, now Anthony Joshua needs to seriously knock out Andy Ruiz. Because, especially after that brutal knockout that, Deontay Wilder did on Saturday. Now, I'm not saying that Anthony Joshua needs to go in there and knock out Andy Ruiz in one round, just like Deontay Wilder knocked out Dominic Brazil. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is I do think he needs to knock out Andy Ruiz. Whether it happens in the first round, whether it happens in the 5th, 6th, 10th, 11th, or even 12th. I do think that he needs to go out there and knock out Andy Ruiz. Because when he fights in Madison Square Garden, people are still going to be talking. Because remember, this fight's happening in New York, right? Wilder fought Brazil in the Barclays Center. Now, I guarantee you, there's going to be a bunch of fans who in that stadium, in Madison Square Garden, watching Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz. I guarantee you, there's going to be a bunch of fans who also saw or attended the Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Brazil fight, and they're going to be remembering what the hell transpired with Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Brazil. So, I think if he wants to keep the fans hyped up, I think it's a good look for him and the heavyweight division if he goes out there and knocks out Dominic Brazil. A lot of people have been telling me I don't think there's any pressure on him. I do think there's some pressure in him. I do think he has to go out there and knock him out. Eddie Hearn, I like what Eddie Hearn said. Eddie Hearn said that he thinks the first 5 rounds between Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz, he believes it's going to be a competitive fight, and then you're going to see Anthony Joshua knock out Andy Ruiz, and I agree with that. I actually agree with Ed here and there. I do think that that's going to be the case. I think because I told you in the past, I never considered Anthony Joshua a one-punch knockout artist the way I considered guys like Dillian White, guys like Deontay Wilder. I think he's more of a guy that will break his opponent down. Normally when he knocks out his opponent, you look at their face, they're all busted up because he's beating them down. So I think, and remember, Andy Ruiz is not a guy who's ever been knocked out. So I think it's going to be one of those things where you're going to see him wear him down, and then take him out in the later stages, in the later second half of the fight. I'm a New Yorker. I like knockouts, and I know a lot of New Yorkers like knockouts. So I think this is, he's making his American debut. I think it's a good look for him to go out there and KO Andy Ruiz. That's just my opinion. There's nothing wrong with going the decision, but I think if he wants to keep the hype going for him, especially in America, he needs to go out there and knock out Andy Ruiz. The good thing is, I think he's going to do it, just because I think Andy Ruiz's style is tailor-made to getting knocked out against Anthony Joshua. Because it's not like Andy Ruiz is Tyson Fury. For example, Tyson Fury would be using his height and reach against Anthony Joshua, and he would be moving away from Joshua, right? Somebody like Huey Fury, his cousin, would be running in circles against Anthony Joshua. It would make it difficult for Joshua to catch him and knock him out. But somebody like Ruiz is a guy who will be standing toe-to-toe with Anthony Joshua. So when you got two heavyweights standing toe-to-toe, throwing power shots at each other, somebody is bound to get rocked. Somebody is bound to get dropped. Somebody is bound to get put to sleep. That's just the way it is in the heavyweight division. So this is why I do definitely think that Joshua is going to be able to knock out Andy Ruiz, unless Andy Ruiz does a 180 and decides to run away or run around the ring all night against Joshua. But I'm pretty sure he won't do that because he's a Mexican American heavyweight, and he's a very prideful heavyweight. And you know, he fights that type of Mexican American type of Mexican style, boxing style, where he comes forward and he lets his hands go. So I don't think he's going to do a 180 and try and box Anthony Joshua. I think he will apply the pressure, and that's going to allow Anthony Joshua to catch him in the process, because Andy Ruiz will get caught flush. This is not Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker was a good fighter, but he was nowhere near the puncher of Anthony Joshua. That's why he went the distance with Joseph Parker. I'm telling you, man, he's never fought somebody who hits as hard as Anthony Joshua. So that's all I have to say, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'm out, guys.